This is where the fun begins.
Are you sure? So be it. Did you miss me?
CAF. Lots of it. For me and for the ready room. I have a feeling this mission is not one we can fly in our sleep.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CAF Chat Briefing. Now, sorry, well, I'm not going to apologize for the late, for changing up the program a little bit here today. Life happens, had a meeting, and just kicking back with family a little bit too. And I didn't really want to fully cancel today's CAF Chat because there's some things I wanted to chat about with you guys. And also, we're doing the art challenge. And so my thing is every Thursday, I am going to share the submissions from the art challenge and then also give an honorary mention. So here we are. So I didn't want to cancel CAF Chat if I absolutely don't need to. So we're here, CAF Chat Briefing. Now, briefing, if you guys don't know what this is, that means it's a shorter program of CAF Chat. So we're going to be more main on a topic discussion and go through that, and maybe a little bit of lore talk or what have you, and then conclude. So thank you guys for hopping in and hanging out in this rescheduled day. I hope you guys are doing well. And as always, my classic saying is, what is in your mug? What are you enjoying? I am enjoying, of course, coffee. It is foggy where I live at right now, and it's been foggy all morning. It hasn't lifted up very much. So yeah, it's crazy. So it makes for a cozy day, cozy morning for me. So, all right. So let's see who's in the chat. Let's see who's coming out to hang out here. Now today, I forgot to pull up the link, but we are going to chat about the announcement and of the decision of Disney changing up the Galaxy's Edge theme. I don't even say theme, but maybe. We're only Disneyland, not Disney World. And what does that mean? So before I'm going to find the article, I'm just going to ask this question to you guys here. You can answer it here on Twitter or on Rumble or even here on YouTube. And let me know, what does it mean? What conclusion have you came to with this news? And we'll get into more of the details as well. So does it change any direction for Disney Star Wars? What do you think? What do you think? I'm going to go look for the link real quick. Because again, I forgot to grab it. just one of those days for me. And then I'll start saying hello to everybody in the chat. So let me go ahead and pull up the link, have it ready for myself. And then we'll get into the discussions and hellos and greetings, what have you here, because that's what CAF Chat's about, even for briefing. And I hope you guys are all doing well. All right, and I can see Rumble and YouTube here on StreamYards, but I can't see Twitter. So if you say anything on Twitter, I will get to those comments shortly after. You know, I'm not going to have too many screens pulled up. Let's see here. Let me find what I'm looking for here. And we'll go from there. Okay, fine. I found, all right. I'm just going to pull up my tweet first and share it with you guys. And then I'm going to pull up the link. So I have it already on standby with you guys. So Star Wars Scran is here. We want CAF chat. Yes, this is CAF chat briefing. So we're getting a more condensed version of, yes. All right. Hello there. How are you doing, Batsy? And then let's see here. Smash like button and tell a friend we are live. Yes. And because I did change the time and everything like that, I know I'm going to have less people on, and that's fine. That's okay. Because this is always open to visit later. So if you're catching the replay, thank you so much. Let me know you came here. Say hello. Share with me what you think this means for Disney Star Wars, for the little changes for Galaxy Edge only at Disneyland. All right, so let me see who is here. Yeah, and everyone hit this like on the way in. Yes. Okay. And so you have me on Rumble. And like I said, I'm going to keep announcing this. I'm going to figure out a date, a couple of dates, but they're going to be only Rumble exclusive CAF chat. And I'll still probably maybe put it on Twitter too, but I want to promote Rumble more. I'll still premiere on YouTube as long as I can and will decide to do that. But I also want to give exclusive Rumble CAF chats, having those of you guys who have subscribed here on YouTube to follow over there and follow, and basically follow, subscribe, whatever you want to call that lingo there. All right, so just getting that out of the way, letting you guys know what's up with that. And username on YouTube. Hello, yes. Here we go. And me before I watch an OG Star Wars stream, it's gonna be great. Yeah. All right, and so we have Purist on the Rumble side. Hello, how are you doing? We are so back, baby. Oh my gosh, they added John Williams music and the OT characters. Here, Disney, take all my money. Laugh my ass off. There you go. Yeah. So we will get into more of that, but you kind of get the gist of what's going on here. All right. Is there even 11 a.m. anymore? Whole hour just went by. Yeah. For you, it's not 11 a.m. here where I'm at. So you're in the present. You are in the future. You are in the future. Star Wars is saved. All right. Them changing the park show. They're desperate for the fans to come back, not the shills, but the real fans they turned off years ago. Hashtag cash grab. Yeah, we'll get into more of that. Scran is a Rumble list. Excuse me. Let's see here. And the Ray infidels eating this nothing burger. Already the videos are coming out. Yeah, AOT, how are you? Rumble, the freedom platform. It's only a matter of time before YouTube cancels everybody. Yeah, there's some odd cancels that they're doing to channels that don't break the rules or regulations or whatever you want to call them. So it's kind of odd, very, very odd. I'm in the future. The future is kind of boring. The future is kind of boring. Yeah. Good afternoon, Lucas Gerson. How you doing? First, choke the like button. Do what he says. Okay, I'm heading over to Rumble. Ha ha ha. There you go. You need to go to Rumble. Connect your Rumble if you need more information on that, on how to. Pierce has done a lot of the legwork with that. I did have my account attached to Rumble when Rumble first came out. And then the platform changed and basically disconnected, and there's a new way to connect, but not as clearly as it was before. So yeah, but it still works. You're just responsible for ending your stream at the end. That's all. So that's all. It takes a little bit of tweaking, I guess you can say, or understanding how to do it, but it's all worth the while. In my case, it's here. Disney, take all my caustic sarcasm. And then Riff Magos. Yes. Good morning to you, Riff. Hello. Hello. And all right. So let me go ahead and pull up this article here. We'll talk about this. We'll get into the, then after that, we'll get into the art stuff. Now, before we get into everything, I'm just going to reiterate this. This challenge is not a contest, and it's not fully judging or judging your artistic talents, I guess you could say, as if you're a professional artist and you've been doing this for years. I'm looking at your expression on the character and what the theme is. And any medium is welcome. Any medium is welcome. So I'm looking for the message, the expression, all of that. And also too, yeah, because if you go through some of the classical artists and the artists that made their way up that became very popular, like Pablo Picasso, he's one of the founders of Cubism and stuff like that, which is very much a what do you call it? Geez, I have the definition at the tip of my tongue. But anyway, so it's a different approach to art that is not realism. I'm looking for it's opposite of realism. So there you go. I can't think of the name of that term. But anyways, I should know. I do know, but it's just not coming up. But anyways, abstract. There you go. So it's more abstract. There we go. I got it. So it's more abstract and more a less expression. And so, but if you unrealism, that was my term for abstract. It's the opposite of realism. Unrealism? No, it's abstract. It goes more into the abstract area where it's there's no confinement to making the piece look real or authentic, like like an image of a photo, I guess you can say. So yeah, so it is about the expression. If you choose to do more or less realism or imperialist or whatever it's called, imperialistic, or not imperialistic, geez, impressionism. Like all kinds of words are going on in my head. It's taken me a long time to talk about this shit. And last night I had a good time teaching last night, but I have 2 hot classes back to back. One is a very cardio hit weight training with some yoga ish, and that tires me out, but it also feels great. But then in the morning I'm kind of dingy, a little bit still tired in the mind. Anyway, so impressionism is another way to go about that. I was like imperialism. I was like, what the fuck? You could do imperialism. Well, I mean, if you want to go that way, it's a theme, but it's not a theme that I'm using for the art challenge. Holy shit. All right. So anyways, do your style. Sum it all up with this crazy ass chatter I did. Do your style. Use your medium that you like to use. Share your interpretation of. And if it ends up being more or less stick figures, as long as you can express your story, I don't care. I don't care. It's not about like how well you are a professional and what you can convey down, so when it comes to certain brush strokes and all of that, no. Okay, so anyways, I got to get this shit rolling, so let me go ahead and pull up the link. Oh my goodness gracious me. All right. Hopefully I give you guys some laughs because I'm sure laughing at myself right now. All right. So here we go. Let me go ahead and make the screen bigger so you can see better. Purist. And okay, so Purist says, I forgot to submit my stick figures. You don't have Moth OG. There you go. You don't have to do all 4 weeks of the challenge or all 4 submissions. You can simply do 1 week. So 1 submission. You could do the whole 4, or you can do 3, you could do 1. Or if you're like, no, I'm just going to follow along and just support, that's fine too. So if you missed this last week, we are on this week, and the character is Han Solo. And the theme is basically selfish to selfless. Selfish to selfless. His journey through that. And you can convey it in an image of Han himself with an expression of that, however you're going to convey it. You can do Han with images that convey the theme. You can do just images that convey the theme. I did images that convey the theme. So on the sides of the paper, I use watercolor this time. I did both versions of the blood stripes. So both versions of the pant colors, because doing my research and looking back, I think the yellow striped one is the first class. I could be wrong now, and it's brown. The pants are brown with yellow. And from what I've seen, the other class, red stripes with blue pants. So that's what I seen. So I did that. So yeah. So, and then what I did with that is I put that quote that I have pinned on my Twitter account of Han saying that he built this bubble around everybody, basically keeping them safe, even the damn droids. I use that as sharing selfish to selfless, going from, and even the blood stripe pants shares a little bit of him being selfless because of how he was raised and who he was raised by after being under strike. So just conveying that, going into the selfless portion of that. And you can actually draw though. and mine is more expressionism. Mine is more expressionism with text. You can even do a collage of words. Maybe you go into print out some of the Insider magazine images of Han and the expanded universe with Han, and then you print out some words that you want to, convey a certain quote of his, like I did, that shares his selfless acts. So you don't have to necessarily draw. That's another form of sharing your artistic talent. Everybody has an artistic talent. It doesn't necessarily mean, pencil to paper, paint to canvas, or paintbrush to canvas, or whatever. So drawing is like midichlorians. Some people just don't have the sufficient amount, need more training. I know. There you go. I know. All right. So with that, with my long old ass speech on that, let's get further into the show here, into our topic. All right. So it's about Disney announcing changing up, I guess you could say, changing around the theme or era of Galaxy's Edge. So Hollywood Reporter, I think it was, no, it was LA Times. Sorry, it was LA Times that did the article. And here's my share on Twitter. So Star Wars Holocron, let's go ahead and get into that first. Make sure it's showing. Yes, there we go. Says, Disney's Galaxy's Edge will no longer be set in the time period of the sequel trilogy and will be less of an in-universe Star Wars experience. Less of. Now, what does this mean to you guys? As Star Wars fans, as following Disney, Star Wars, and their basic evolution or regression of Star Wars, whatever you want to convey that, see that. Less of an in-universe Star Wars experience. What does that mean to you guys? What does that mean? I want to hear you guys. I want to read your comments here. And does that mean there is going to be less Star Wars in this? Like in-universe Star Wars? Or are they going to explore where Ahsoka and Sabine, or whatever her name is, visit outside of the galaxy or Star Wars universe? What does that mean? It means Filoni is making moves to save Star Wars. No joke. Someone said that to me in a chat. Holy shit. So Assassin, you see all kinds of shit. I know you do. And Star Wars Grand says they keep throwing out the term expand. Do they do it on purpose? Ahsoka Land. I wonder. I wonder. All right. Anybody coming in the chat that I didn't say hello? Hello. I see discrepant there. I don't know if I don't recall if I said hello to you or not. Hello. Anyways, so less of an in-universe experience for visitors beginning on April 29th. Kylo Ren has been shelved, while Rey will only be seen around the Rise of the Resistant ride. All right, so the Ride of the Resistant ride also has sequel trilogy format in there. So you don't know when you go on that ride, you don't know which era you're going to get. But you're going to get something from like probably the OT, something maybe, I'm not sure about the PT. I'm not too sure about that. But there's also the sequel trilogy. And Kylo Ren's in that. So people are saying that this is totally getting rid of, this is evidence they're getting rid of the sequel trilogy, the Disney trilogy. However, they are announcing Rey will be seen on the Ride of the Resistance ride. But is changing of eras or themes at the Disney parks, is that real truth into changing directions of the franchise? No, it is not. It is just a theme park that has various options throughout what Disney created under Star Wars to include. It is very smart to rotate eras and characters. Now, I'm not defending Disney in any way in their decision on what they're doing with Star Wars. I'm just being logical. The other logic is looking at it at just that and not saying, oh, well, Star Wars is saved, they're going to get rid of the Disney trilogy. No, that's not what this is about. The proof is right here. Rey only, and now this is only Star Wars Holocron's post about this, but they are reporting on LA Times, right? So you're still going to see probably BB-8 around the park. You're probably going to see, of course, they announced Rey, you know, and I believe there's like statues or figures of BB-8 in certain areas too. So there you go. In their place are Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo and Princess Leia. That's going to be interesting to see. All right. John Williams Star Wars themes will also be broadcasted at Galaxy's Edge for the first time. I believe that basically John Williams Star Wars themes has been even included, like made like for Disney trilogy. He's also made themes for that. And I'm almost guaranteed that they have been played there before in some capacity. Even just the Star Wars or the score we know that begins Star Wars anyways in the movies. So that's very interesting that they're like, oh, well, you know, John Williams theme score will be broadcasted. Now, I will have to confirm. I never confirmed that yet with anybody that has been to Galaxy Edge that I know. But I'm almost positive that at least the Star Wars beginning theme score of the movie is used there. Because that's what gets everybody excited about Star Wars. When you first hear it begin as the movie starts playing, right? So that's very, very interesting. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see what you guys see. Rey walks around the park. Rey walks around the park. Rey walks around the park. The theme park is another campfire. There you go. Let's see here. Kylo Ren, I've been torn apart. Darth Vader, shut the fuck up. You had a privileged childhood. By his own daughter, too, at that. Evidence of nothing. It's evident they want some money, correct? You should look at the article on StarWars.com. It's authentic. Oh, they have an article on StarWars.com. We'll check that out too. All right. I didn't go over there. I hardly go over there anymore. Well, they introduced the homosexual Anakin lore. Maybe Lobot ride. You want to ride from Lobot? You got a joystick. He's got a joystick for you. If you want to ride Lobot, just get on that joystick and have some fun. I can't believe I fucking said that. And it's morning here and I'm sipping my coffee. All right. That's what people actually express from the Star Wars theme park, having Star Wars current content on it, not comparative or corporative BS nostalgia bait crap version of it. Laugh out loud. Well, Disney parks are corporate. Disney Star Wars theme park or their version, they're part of it. It's corporate still. Disney's corporate. Disney is corporate. And there's no way around that shit. All right. New Zealand $2. Thank you so much, Forge. Good morning, OG. God bless you. Have a great day. And you too. Thank you for coming in and supporting the channel. I appreciate you. And let's go ahead. I need to get a habit of this, but let's go ahead and share this groovy guy. All right, let's see here. The Lobot ride. I know you're probably proud of yourself, Pierce, for having me go off on the joystick of Lobot. There we go. Did anybody watch a video on YouTube where someone was using a hand puppet for Jar Jar Binks to annoy the cast at Star Wars Galaxy Edge? No. Oh my goodness, that sounds hilarious. That's funny. Especially some people who just despise Jar Jar. That's hilarious. Hey, okay, this is discrepant. Hey, you fucks that we told not watch our content, come back to our park and spend money. Exactly. Imagine it being news that a Star Wars park will include Star Wars stuff, right? Exactly. And it's all saved. It's all saved, you guys. Yeah, sent you the Star Wars article, OG. I think credit goes to Scrat. Thank you so much. I was going to ask you to do that. I was just having a good time laughing at myself and reading the comics after the comics. Jeez, the comments. I swear to God, I can English one day. I don't know. Still haven't had enough coffee. But I can put on a good explanation for a Lobot theme, right? Oh my God. All right, my mind needs to get out of that fucking gutter. All right. Took that long for them to put Star Wars theme into Star Wars amusement park. It's still commercial, all of that. How you doing, Brandon? Let's see here. And it sent you the Jar Jar video. Oh my God. He is on his game, you guys. He is on his game. Thank you so much. I am not gonna play my Vato. I have to edit that so I don't keep getting a strike for that. But let me find something better.
I love you.
I know.
Thank you so much for being on your game there, Soul Assassin, my Vato friend. My Vato friend. That sounds funny. All right. And thank you for becoming a member. And you know what, you guys? I have dropped the ball on channel member watch party, our listen party for the Young Jedi Knights. I'm sorry. It's just been so crazy. It's like the beginning of this month or the beginning of this year has been fucking crazy for me, like getting my shit together, getting my schedule down. And then, but we have the holidays. I've had family here most of the time. So I'm thankful that all my kids have been in the house, and then having a new grandbaby in the house as well, so I get distracted. I'm sorry. I do. And actually, I shouldn't even apologize to that because that's fucking living life, right? That's living life. And some she'll just say, go out and touch grass. So basically that's the touching of the grass, right? But I just don't want to leave you guys hanging and promise something and then quit or cancel or not even follow through. So I believe this Sunday we are able to have the channel member listen party for Young Jedi Knights again. So thank you again. And sorry, I dropped the ball on that, but I'm not sorry for why. Just living life, and hopefully that give you guys the chance and the space to enjoy the beginning of the year with family and friends as we come out of the holidays. Yeah. All right. So, Derek Lopez says, you should watch a video on YouTube where Darth Vader roasts Kylo Ren. It's both hilarious and true. I think I've seen that. I'm not sure, but I heard about that. So yeah. Good morning, Nerd Migos. How you doing, homie? All right. Star Wars Ground says, maybe I can start supporting them again. I mean, they've changed. This must mean they are retconning the sequels. Woo! And here we go. Here we go. And this is what I think about it.
You rebel scum.
You rebel scum. All right. Let me see here. I know you guys are chatting away there and I want to catch all that, but let me go ahead and finish up this here and then I'll pull up this other stuff. All right, so here is, let me see if it shows. It's not going to show. Let me see if I switch over. No, it's not going to let me. Let me go ahead and remove this and add. So that, I wish there was an easy way. I should have just went to screen share and so I can zip around in our window share so I can zip around in the thumbnails, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. So this is reported from Los Angeles Times. So I'm pretty sure that this announcement is originated from StarWars.com, which we'll get into. So it says Disneyland is pivoting on Star Wars Land. Here's why. Now, again, I want to reiterate, it is only Disneyland, not Disney World. So what does that tell you? Simple. Nothing is changing. Just only a theme at one of the park and for various reasons. So in a shift from its original version, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will be bringing in classic, quote unquote, classic characters such as Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo, and Princess Leia, along with John Williams' Star Wars orchestrations. The move may be an acknowledgement that theme park visitors crave familiarity over interact play-focused experiences. Now that's funny. They say they want familiarity because George created that familiarity with all of the creatives that he brought in. Because I don't think Star Wars would be as popular as it is now without the expanded universe. You can agree with me or disagree, but I wholeheartedly 100% or 1,000% believe that because of the expanded universe and basically continuing the story of Luke, Han, and Leia and the rebuild of the Jedi Order, all of that saved Star Wars between the movies and stuff like that and gave us, excitement for what's to come. Kylo Ren will return. Oh, shit. All right. Anyways, that one I don't know much about the comics and what's going on with that. But anyways, that's what I experienced as a fan, is that the EU has kept Star Wars alive even after the films, and even the disjointed TCW 08, it still kept it alive, still kept it thriving. And when the EU was tossed, there were stories that were announced in production, all of that, even games, even comics that still needed to be finished up and that were canceled, and only a small handful that made it through. And I think maybe one or two of them were changed and added to the Disney lore. And then others were basically say this is part of the old guard, I guess you could say, and given Legends label. So, and that is just a testimony of the dedication fans have or had towards George Lucas' era of Star Wars. All right. So let's read this. In a shift from its original ambitions, the land will no longer be primarily set in the time period of recent Star Wars sequels. That means modern villain Kylo Ren will be out, at least as a walk-around character. Well, so at least as a walk-around character. So he's not walking around, but he will again probably will be in the rides like the other ride that I talked about. Well, so-called classic, you love this. Well, so-called classics characters. So-called classic. Do you love that little expression here? So-called classic, such as Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Han, and Princess Leia. They're just so-called according to LA Times. Who is the fucking author? This is Todd Martins. So according to Todd, so-called classic characters. Don't you just love that? That's will make their way into the fictional galaxy town of Black Spire Outpost. Now, I don't know much about the organization of Galaxy's Edge and stuff like that. So, is only Black Spire only one portion of Galaxy's Edge? And if so, then they're just contained to one specific area, which means nothing, really, nothing whatsoever. Let me see right here. Except their latest Kylo. Oh, wait. No, I read that one already. Let's see here. You guys are. I got another super. So $5. Thank you so much. One more super chat. Jason, Jaina, and Anakin are the real Solo children. Ben Solo is Disney propaganda and sucks. Ben Skywalker is the real Ben. Correct. Correct. So-called. So-called, written by Dave Filoni. There we go. Let me go back to the article. All right, the changes for now are specific to Disneyland, are not currently planned to come to Walt Disney World's version of the land, according to Disney. So that's all I wanted to read on there. I don't care about anything else. This person is reporting. Let me see here. Okay, the John Williams score here. It was let me see here. So, where do I want to? Disney will soon broadcast composer John Williams' Star Wars orchestration throughout the area, and the changes are set to fully take effect April 29th throughout Disney. As stated, some tweaks may roll out earlier. The character of Rey, introduced in Star Wars The Force Awakens, so this is the Disney version, remember, will still appear in the land, although she'll be regulated to the forest-like area near attraction Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. There you go. There you go. And then it says maintenance and the changes are planned for the Land Showcase ride, which will still feature Kylo Ren and the First Order. All right. So anybody who is posting, making videos about this, saying, and I watched a bit of Doomcock's recent video on this. I'm not going to play his video here. I'm not promoting to go over there and watch that. I just was doing a little bit of homework to see what some of these guys are saying. This is not a change for the good, like he thinks and others. Nothing is being saved. Nothing is being decanonized whatsoever. It's just sharing where they are regulating and putting different aspects of Star Wars, whether their own or George Lucas. That's all. That's it. That is it. So they're diversifying the Star Wars experience at Disney. That's it. That's all. They're diversifying. They're still keeping the old guard, or I wouldn't say the old guard. They're still keeping their lore and adding George Lucas's bits and pieces of that. That's it. That's all. All right, let me go ahead and see. There we go. Let me go ahead and pull up. Why aren't you getting, there you go. What Soul Assassin shared with me. Okay. So what do you guys think about all of this? Am I breaking it down a little more clearer? Am I making you, having you make your decisions about how these people are handling and thinking that this is saving Star Wars, that the Disney trilogy is finally being retconned? Let me see here. When we will see evidence of retcon is when the announcement is made and even materials, comics, all of that, novels that go into the Disney lore are halted, are stopped, right? They're still making the comics. They're still doing things that are associated with the lore, right? And that means it's a trickle effect. It's a domino effect. It doesn't just mean, boom, you're going to take out the Disney trilogy and everything else is fine. No, because there is evidence how everything, even Andor, is linked to the Disney trilogy. So let's see here. Screen Rant, StarWars.com. There we go. Screen Rant is a great contribution to Cringe Factor, but we're not going to bring that up. Thank you, Scram. I'm not Scram, geez. Thank you, Soul Assassin. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and remove this here. Stop screen and share screen. All right. I think that's the one. Here is it. Yeah. Sure. So this is from StarWars.com by Devin Coggin. Coggin. Let me go ahead and close a window here. All right. And there we go. So let's get into this. By Devin Coggin. Darth Vader and other original trilogy updates coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia are also arriving on Batuu. So they're arriving on Batuu. So that's not being changed. They're just arriving on Batuu. What does that tell you guys, right? As Star Wars themed land expands its timeline, so it expands its timeline. It's not getting rid of anything. It's just expanding, right? All right, so let's go. Welcome to a new era of Batuu. So Batuu is a Disney place, a Disney Star Wars place. Disneyland Resort has announced an exciting update of coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland beginning April 29th. Black Spire Outpost is expanding. You didn't need two is expanding its timeline, introducing elements from the events of the original film trilogy. As a result, visitors on to Batuu, the planet inside Star Wars Galaxy Edge, may cross paths with a few familiar faces, from Darth Vader and Imperial stormtroopers strutting through the streets to Han Solo, Chewbacca. Oh, you notice that they never announced Chewbacca in the top 3 up here, but now he's announced here. Returning to at the Millennium Falcon, while John Williams' iconic music theme swirling through the air. Woo-wee! Are you guys excited? Are you excited, everyone? Holy crap. Because they're visiting Batuu, a Disney place. What does that tell you? All right. Hasbro announced a Chalmun the Wookiee inspired by Ralph McQuarrie design from Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina pop-up book 1995. But this one has a ironic hipster mustache and wears pants. I have to check that out. All right. Let's see here. The same type of moron who says Dopey Luthien is better character than Wedge Antilles. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, exactly. What I think, too fucking late for this mouth laugh out loud. Yep. So they're trying to kiss ass now. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right. I'm surprised Andor characters haven't been featured in Galaxy's Edge, considering they got 2 seasons and a movie, Rogue One, on Disney Plus. Good point. You never know. They're exploring on expanding stuff. You know, the original Galaxy Edge timeline placed at Batuu during the era of the Resistance and the First Order, between Star Wars: The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. The new timeline will roll back several decades, expanding to span the events of Return of the Jedi and The Mandalorian. There you go. There you go. Ever since Black Spire Outpost welcomed its first visitors in 2019, the land has been growing and changing, adding new characters, attractions, and special events. This new timeline shift is the next chapter in the ever expanding story of Batu. All right, so it's just all about expanding Batu and then bringing in other elements of the Disney Star Wars lore while still remaining and keeping Disney sequel trilogy type characters and themes still within the park in different areas. It means nothing. It is nothing. Let's see here. Thank you so much for another $2 for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. The chemistry between Kylo, Archipteron, and Jaina is hot. And that comes out of nowhere. We're talking about the new Jedi Order now. Crazy, but yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Bounce. It's word I can't pronounce. I couldn't even go through that fucking thing, purist. Oh my god. Holy shit. All right. They need money. The toy releases, the game announcements, and park changes show they need money. Well, you know what? This is business. So it's business. Things always have to change. New things will be introduced. Classical things will be brought in, and it will ever change. That's how it always has been and will continue to be. YBB album. There you go. So guys, you guys go check it out. Listen to it when you have a chance. Have a good laugh. Have a good laugh. All right, let's see here. All right. So with that being said, that is what's going on. And it's a nothing burger. Nothing is changing. Nothing has changed. Because they're not getting rid of anything. And the parks don't indicate that whatsoever. If there was a true decanonization and getting rid of these characters from Disney, their characters, it would have been a full announce, like they're no longer going to use them. The timeline, the whole park is being revamped into something completely different. They wouldn't use two. They wouldn't even use that because that is a sequel trilogy time frame or place. So, and time frame for that. They're just showing how the area called Batu evolved. You know, just like Coruscant. We have Coruscant all the way back into the Old Republic, all the way into the future of Legacy. So they're just doing that. They're expanding a time frame of a certain place. That's all. That's it. And sadly, the original characters are a part of that. That's just how it is. And that's just how it goes. I bumped in my car with the Peak Fire Yo album. That's fucking crazy. You guys are making some hilarious content with that and stuff. I haven't got into diving into making, I guess you could say, my own score hit album diss tracks or anything like that yet. So I've been just sitting back, watching you guys have fun with this. It's funny. And then rest in peace, Dorsha Asante. Yeah, $2. Thank you so much. All right, let me see here. Let me see what else he sent me. Okay, there we go. Can I rewind that? I just want to rewind it. All right. It's not showing the bar for me, but I'm going to share it. Then I'm going to pull up the art and I'm going to share I believe I have 3 submissions, and that's fine. That's good because I thought about this last minute, and like I said, you don't have to commit from the start. You can begin at any point that you want. You're just not going to, every week you're not going to have a bigger chance of being an honorary mention, but that's okay. It's all about having fun with that. All right, let me see here. Share screen. Let's see here. And where is it? Is this the one nope. Here it is. Share. Let me see.
Listen, know nothing of this resistance.
Wow. Go.
How would? These are not the drugs you're looking for. Misa doing nothing. Misa no, criminal. Misa just a traveler. Yes, Misa no.
All right, yeah, that's funny. Someone had some fun with that. That's pretty cool. Thank you for sharing, you guys. Let's see here. Stop screen. All right, Misa B trolling. Right, Misa B trolling. That's hilarious. Let me see here. I do need to pull up those images. Usually I am fully prepared for all kinds of stuff, but because I decided, like I cannot have no CAF chat unless, if there's a possible way of having one. And so here we are, CAF chat briefing, and we're coming towards the end of the hour. So I want to go ahead and share with you some submissions. And again, quality, I wouldn't say it's not about the quality, or it's about how well your skill is or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, because I don't want people to be like, oh my God, look at this. No, it's about the expression. It's about having fun with, let's see here. And let's see here. Art challenge. Where is it? Here we go. Let me see here. Now, where's the first submission? There it is. So I'm going to go through this, close out, and come back in. Let me see here. Let me move this here. My Spotify decided it wanted to pop up. I guess it wanted me to play some music. All right. So I have 3 submissions, and I will announce the honorary mention who has a chance of being put in the drawing for their I think I'm going to make a poster size. If it's Star Wars, if it's like one of my other type of paintings, like my floral paintings that I do, whatever, then we can choose the side. But I think if you choose anything Star Wars related, I think a poster size would be the deal for that. So for those who are listening and you want to get on this, now's your chance, because if you get an honorable mention, that will be you'll be put into a drawing to receive a free image of one of my paintings. Doesn't matter if it's Star Wars or not, but I think the Star Wars one will be poster size. I have a way of having them printed on poster. And so just imagine that. I would love to see you guys, like if you guys are YouTubers, having your own content and stuff, having that in your background. That'd be fucking cool. I'd be so proud of you guys. Oh my fucking God, that would be great. All right, so let's see here. I am mumbling now. I am carrying on. So let's see, image. There we go. Nope, wrong one. Wrong box. Okay, share screen. I don't want image file. All right. Wrong one. Where is it? There we go. Nope. Oh, I got to share window. That's right. So I'm not on the tabs here. So here is one. Here is one. And this one right here has various elements of Luke's journey. Am I sharing? No, I am. So this basically has various image of his journey. And all right, $2 super chat. I will get into that art challenge. Yeah, I would love to see it. So here you have basically conveying all the elements of his journey, and it is signed Star Wars Scran here. Now the colors are amazing here. I love the contrast of the colors and stuff like here. Very fun to look at. You even have the Emperor's hand right here. Oh my goodness. So here's one. Looks cool. There you go. All right, let me go ahead and remove. And we will get into the next one. I'm not used to flipping through windows. Let's see here. Close. And so the next submission is due this Sunday. The next one is due this Sunday. All right. Let's see here. I hate going between windows. It sucks. Here is the next one here. So Luke's journey here from his hero's journey. So this one is, oh, I forgot his fateful something. I have to get the name again. Sorry. And, you know, looks like, you know, his compassion here for, you know, like, it looks like George Sabaoth here. So the hero's journey going from this, you know, this young kid who is stargaze, you know, and wants something bigger in life, going through all his changes, like, you know, like his hero's trial, all of that, you know, going to the cave, all of that. And then, you know, we see him in Heir to the Empire, and he is this wiser person who wants to seek redemption in everyone, or at least help out everyone. There's a little bit of naivety in that, exactly, because once we get to Jason Solo, he had to come to the conclusion, like, not everybody can be saved. I could try all I can, what have you. So another great depiction of hero's journey here. And so there you go. Return of the Jedi represent Ewoks for laugh. There we go. So let me go ahead and close this one out here. Oh, wrong button. Remove. All right, and let me get the other one. And this looks like either like pastels or pastel chalk or pastel oil type ones. Let me see here. Let me see. That's a little bit better. Let me go ahead and this one will be Brandon's here. Let me see what he says on this first before I share the image. I forgot to have Brandon share with me the description of his, or did he share it already? From Dreamer to Redeemer. That's the theme, done in pencils. So this quote unquote, this is the theme, the title, From Dreamer to Redeemer. All right, so we'll get into that. Now, like when we see art and we don't hear the artist's statement, sometimes we get a different interpretation. Sometimes we hit it right off, and it's just how it goes because everybody conveys a piece differently. So here is Brandon's. So I had three submissions. So you have the dreamer here gazing out at the twin suns. And then you have him here with Leia, and they're trying to find a way for Hope on finding Han and their next move. And then, of course, you have at the end the burning of Vader's suits on the Jedi pyre. So there you go. That is Brandon's. So again, from Dreamer to Redeemer. They're all winners in my book. I know it's so hard to decide. Holy crap. It is so hard to decide on this. Okay, let me see here. Remove. Let me return back to the window. Now, hopefully there'll be more submissions from the same people and also more from other people. So let's see here. So they're all good. They have like their own versions. Like I said, you didn't have to stick with the OT era, the trilogy. You could expand it out a little bit more. And it was the Fateful Brawl. There you go. So I knew it had something with fate. That did that one with Sabaoth. That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah. So Luke saves Jorah Sabaoth. So that's his thing there. That's his thing, like redeeming, like a what if kind of deal, like sharing how he has changed and how he sees people in a sense. All right, let me see here. So there we go. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. All right, so to decide, holy crap, do I go and have you guys decide? Put you guys on the spot? Okay. So Scran was number 1, Faithful Bra number 2, and Brandon number 3. So you guys here in Rumble and on YouTube, 1 for Scran, 2 for Faithful, 3 for Brandon. And if we cannot come to the conclusion, I will announce myself. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to participate this way. What hit you the most? What hit you the most on the theme for Luke Skywalker? All right, so I'll give you guys a few. I'll give you guys a whole minute to decide. I am going to play actually for the whole entire theme video of where is it at? Damn it, where'd it go? Of Vector Prime. So you have 20.
I have fought the worst of all wars and witnessed the redemption of evil. I have seen balance restored to the Force. But order can turn to chaos, as it did when I was born. Now, with my loved ones and my loyal allies, I face a new challenge unlike any before. And I'm not sure at this time we can win.
Star Wars Vector Prime by R.A. Salvatore, the first novel of the new Jedi Order.
All right, you guys, a little bit more, half a second left, or half a minute left. Come on, 1 Scran, 2 Faithful, and 3 for Brandon. Not then I will have to decide. I told Gatekeepers Alliance that I will also include them in the decision. I just never shared with them. Just never shared with them this time around because I forgot to. My bad. It's hard to decide. I know. And we know these people, most of them. All right, so we have a tie here, 3 and 1. So I have to break that tie. I should have put it in a poll. Yes, I know. I just didn't want to open up another screen. All right, I am going with 1. It's hard to choose because each one had their theme and each one conveyed an element of Luke's journey. And you guys all did magnificent. And I love it. I just love seeing people's art and their expression, what it means to them. So congratulations, Scran. You are an honorable mention. Thank you so much. All of you guys who participated in week 1, week 2. Got to see your guys' submission. Get to it. Hop to it, you guys. And I want to see who is going to be week 2's honorable mention. That would be fucking great, you guys. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. So let me go ahead, and since I have this up, I'm going to play the video for you. This is the announcement for week 2. So let's see here. Let me pull that up. Videos. Let me see here. I don't like hearing my own self-talk, but that's just how it goes because I'm going to play this for you guys here. No, I don't want to be full screen just yet because I have to move around. Okay, let me remove this. This will be played and we'll start concluding in our CAF chat briefing. So here is week 2. Not too late to get in. Submissions due this Sunday. Hello, everyone, and it's week 2 of the OG Art Challenge. This week's theme and character is Han Solo, selfish to selfless. So put together something that signifies Han Solo, whether it's himself or anything that is related or associated to him, and his journey from selfish to selfless. Share with me on Discord and Twitter's YouTube channel community, hashtag OG Art Challenge. I've been looking forward to seeing everybody's entries so far. This has been very fun. Mine is watercolor here that you see with the blood stripe pants, both first and second class
color of the pants and the stripes as well, with a quote from Vector Prime. Just sharing an example on how you can, pursue this art challenge, no matter what type of artist you consider yourself to be. So enjoy.
All right, and there we go. So that is this. Let me see here. That is this week's challenge theme and character theme. So there you go. And I would love to see it. Again, it doesn't have to be, just a certain medium. You can also do a image collage that conveys the theme, as long as the theme and, the character and the theme and a combination of that are related to Han Solo is brought out and forth. And it's your definition of Han's journey from selfish to selfless. Hell, it could even be the image in your own way of Han saying, I know. Because that's the beginning. That's one of the beginning. The very first beginning is how he saved Luke and he returns. And that's a glimpse. And I would love to see that. And it can even be something going into the EU, something that happened later on. Like I use both pre-OT and post-OT information for Han's journey. And I used the honorary garb that his planet gives to those who give of themselves through bravery and stuff. And that's the blood stripes. And that's those who served, whether they were in Corellian's military or whatever, served Corellia or not. And then also the events that happened in Vector Prime, where Han was kind of in shambles about loss and stuff, and how he pictured him putting everybody in a bubble, protecting that they were, protected and stuff like that. So that was an emotional quote there. So that's just an example. I'll show that image on my Discord here soon of what I created, just to give an example. And again, it could be just simple, what I did, a simple abstract image and colors and a quote. And but I want to see your creativity. Have fun with it. So thank you again, Scram. Congratulations. And to all three of you guys that contributed for week 1, thank you guys so much. This was a fucking hard choice. It was so hard to choose. You guys are freaking amazing. I love your expression, what you shared and all that. And I can't wait to see the Han Solo version of this, his journey from selfish to selfless. So I can't wait for that. Star Wars Marva Pierce says, Joshy Boy and Eckhart's step stool told me New Jedi Order ruined Han Solo. But didn't they not read? I mean, I don't know about Eckhart at all, other than he does video, but the way Theory does it and so on and so forth. And Joshy sharing that he basically hasn't really read hardly anything too, I believe. Anyways, I could be totally wrong on that one for Joshy Boy. But the way that Theory says that he has his ghostwriters kind of makes me think about these other people too that built their channels the way they did. I kind of am skeptical about them, really. And someone else did the work for them. That's how I see it. It takes time and effort and stuff. And I don't know. I'm not trustworthy on some of these established, quote unquote, established channels because of Theory. And I think that's a safe place to land. It's always be skeptical and ask questions and stuff like that. All right. There needs to be a short or a video talking about the honor awards that cultures in Star Wars give. Corellians have the blood stripes and Mandalorians have the jag eyes. Yeah, correct. All right, you guys. Had 19 books. Yep. I stopped reading for 2 weeks. I got to pick up where I left off. So anyways, you guys, thank you for tuning in for CAF Chat briefing. I shall talk to you guys later and have a good day.
another happy landing.